Yep, even good labels can ruin your child. Yes, your child is not a scientist, not a superstar, he's not a genius, he's not a leader. You may think you're building them up with these grand labels, but you are boxing them in. Parents often believe that the real danger lies in negative words, lazy, difficult, uncooperative. And it's true. Those can be destructive. But what many don't realize is that even the seemingly positive labels can do just as much damage, if not more. They don't just describe, they prescribe. They set expectations, create pressure, and lock a child into an identity that might not be theirs to carry. Consider the child constantly called a scientist. At first, it sounds inspiring, encouraging even. But what happens when they realize they love art just as much? When they struggle with a math problem, when their curiosity goes outside the hard sciences, that scientist label meant to uplift now becomes a cage. They might feel like they are falling if they don't fit the label you have assigned them. Worse still, they may begin to suppress other parts of themselves to remain worthy of the label you've given them. A child called a superstar faces the same trap. Praise turns into expectation, expectation into fear. The pressure to perform, to always be outstanding, can make them hesitant to try anything where failure is a possibility. And the fear of failure compromises growth more than any so-called bad label ever could. Labels, whether positive or negative, function the same way. They reduce a child to a singular trait and make it difficult for them to explore who they truly are. Psychologists have documented the effect. It is called identity foreclosure. This refers to when a child commits to an identity too soon before fully exploring their options. Studies show that children labeled early, even with positive traits, often become rigid in their self concept, resisting experiences that don't align with the persona they have been given. If you tell a child they are the responsible one, they may start suppressing their need for help to live up to that image. If they are the creative one, they may avoid analytical tasks, believing those aren't meant for them. You might think, but shouldn't I encourage my child? Shouldn't I reinforce their strength? And yes, encouragement is essential, but the vast difference between recognizing an ability and assigning an identity. I will say that again for those at the back. There is a vast difference between recognizing an ability and assigning an identity. You can acknowledge when your child does something well without turning it into a fixed label. Instead of saying you're a genius, say you solved that problem creatively. Instead of declaring you're a leader, say you made a great decision that helped everyone. Praise the effort, the strategy, the process, not an identity that they feel pressured to uphold. You can tell us about an instance when your child, or even you as a child, was ever defined by a label, and what was the label, and how did it shape who you became or who your child is becoming? Share with us in the comment section below. If you want your child to explore their full potential, leave room for contradiction. A child can be analytical and artistic, a leader in one moment, a follower in another, a deep thinker some days, and a light-hearted comedian on others. They don't need to be a fixed noun, a scientist, an artist, a star. They need the freedom to be a verb, to explore, to change, to discover. So tell me, why do you think parents reach so quickly for labels, positive or negative, when describing their children? Is it for the child's sake or their own reassurance? Also, what labels do you grow up with that you've had to outgrow or redefine as an adult? Let's be clear. The best thing you can give your child is not a label, however good, but a mirror, one that reflects back to them all their evolving possibilities, not a singular expectation. The moment you stop giving them a label, you allow them to define themselves. Thank you for your time. See you in the next one.